disc in today. I mentioned this at the top of the stream, but this is the PlayStation Underground Jampack 2001. Right there. And here is the disc. Yeah, there we go. So you can see it. And this has 3 demos on it that I'm interested in. The first is the, what do you call it? What's the name of that game? Soul Reaver 2. Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver 2. There is Zone of the Enders. And there's also Eco. So, Eco, I think I want to spend a little... Jeez, this hair's getting long, man. I can't wait to get a haircut again once this quarantine is over and I can go out and do that. Anyway, yeah, ZOE 1. 1 second. Well, thank you. I'm glad you like the look because it's going to be around for a little while longer. This video game demos contained in this DVD are early versions that have not completed the SCA testing cycle. There's other stuff on this disc. What is this? Movies? Oh, wild! I can copy this stuff onto my memory card. I forgot about this. Armored Core 2! All missions complete, all area battles complete. A 100% complete file for a FromSoft game. That's kind of neat. Gonna take a look at the movies real fast, and then we'll take a look at that vault. Cool Borders 2001, Star Wars Starfighter. Okay. Major Eyes Water in a good way? Were those little guards out front? So again, I'm a little short on time tonight, and I actually want to spend time with that one, so let's, oh, Klonoa 2. So the Enders. And the reason why I'm going to choose this as something I'm interested in, but I'm okay spending less time on, is I think that after I finish Shadow of Destiny for the Tuesday time slot, I'm actually going to jump into the Legacy of Kain games. It's been a long time since I played these, and I just love them. Oh, not an emotional reaction. Gotcha. Alright. And actually, I might want to give more time to this on a later stream, too. I'm just deathly curious. Yep, Amy Hennig worked on, I believe, all of them. Dennis Dyack was a lead developer on the first Legacy of Kain, the Blood Omen title for the PS1, but I believe he was not involved with the later Crystal Dynamics Soul Reaver games, and that was more Amy Hennig than him. But yeah, no, they're very good. The characters are well developed. It is also a story with time travel elements that can get a little confusing at times. But on the whole, it's much more about the relationships between the characters and their internal growth than it is necessarily about the mechanics of time travel. So, you know, if time travel bugs you as an element, then there's still something else there that I think is a priority. As I mentioned during the first playthrough of that level in Shadow of Destiny, it's not so much a time travel game with cats, it's a cat game with time travel elements. That's what the Soul Reaver games are. It's a character game with time travel elements. I hope this demo loads up. Yeah, Legacy of Kain games are a personal favorite. They get into the emotional highs and sometimes tortured soul moments that are very much part of the operatic feeling of the Metal Gear games that I love so much. Alright, let me try resetting that, see what our luck is. I don't believe it should take that long to fire up the demo. In fact, I have this, which is the Dreamcast port of Soul Reaver 1, and that'll be the game that we play, and I just got Soul Reaver 2 for the PS2. And after that, it's Soul Reaver Defiance. So that's our trio. Okage, Shadow King. Yeah, the Dreamcast upgrade for that was a significant jump in quality. This is a smooth playing game on Dreamcast. I didn't know they had a Dreamcast Spider-Man game. Here we go. That should do the heart good. Sega Dreamcast. I have my Dreamcast here, whether or not I play it, because to look on it makes my heart sing. I love that system. That's a little disappointing. Yeah, this is, funny you should mention, this is my second Dreamcast. I have another one which I thought had broken, but apparently doesn't. And I remember when Dreamcast was kind of a live happening system, an old friend of mine had a Japanese one and a US one, so that we could play the Third Strike, well, not Third Strike, the Street Fighter 3 iterations as they were released, rather than having to wait for a US release. Also got our hands on the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure arcade game when it was ported to Dreamcast ahead of time. Those good times. Okay, well, if the demo isn't in the cards right now, I think what I'll do is I'll troubleshoot that one later and see what I can do. Maybe it just needs a good disc cleaning. There's a store in the area, used game store, Game Over Games, which is has been generous in the past about cleaning discs that need it, that I brought in. So I might do that, see if I can hang around outside while they do that for the COVID safety. MVC2, also very good. To this day, Gonna Take You for a Ride remains a great non sequitur. Okay, well this works. That's good.
PlayStation 2 has brought about incredible advances in video game technology. Along with these advances come new challenges. Game makers are finding new and different ways of tapping into the hidden powers of the PlayStation 2 graphics engine. When working on Cool Borders 2001, Sony Computer Entertainment decided to scan the faces of professional riders directly into the game. The result? The most realistic pro riders of any snowboarding game.
For the face scanning part of Cool Borders, we did about 8 professional riders. We did Bear Christie, Todd Richards,
this is super
Kevin
cool.
Jones, and several others. And then we did about 13 people that were non-riders, just to have a good variety of heads for the game.
Having the pro riders face scans lends us the opportunity to have all kinds of introductory animations where you see the riders preparing for their run.
Yeah, no, the guy's got a real
shirts,
accent.
Collars. It really lends itself well to the beginning and end of each run.
For those of you who are not familiar with this amazing technology, we asked the team to show us how they go about scanning someone's face.
Being from the southeast, it makes me feel a little spark of home there.
They sit in the chair, and we have a camera that projects a beam of light right onto their face. We capture 9 or 10 different angles, and what you have to do is you take like a front angle, and then they twist around in a circle, and we get every different angle because you can't actually get a whole head in one shot. The camera senses the heat. It comes back with like a heat sensor.
Oh, the narrator? Oh, okay.
It reads the depths and the light, so you know the nose will show up red because it sticks out further. The further back it gets cooler shades, and then there's another lens on there that
for so many of these
the capture
behind the scenes things that I've seen lately, I mean, so much of them are like California and West Coast based that I'm not used to hearing like regional accents outside of those areas.
With a 3D model, a nice mesh head.
It's nice.
Once I get it basically patched together, and then I have to go through and fill in any holes and gaps and that kind of stuff. And then we apply the texture.
The realism definitely blew us away, but we wanted to know what some of the real snowboarders thought about their character's likeness.
After each rider got his head scanned, they always want to go check it out. They're usually pretty shocked at how close it is, and some of them are pretty scared, but that's what they actually look like in 3 dimensions.
That's really weird. That's wrong.
That's really cool to see this technology.
Their head will be spinning around on the computer, and
on
just can't believe
PS2,
how much it actually looks like them,
and just how normal it is now.
It's really going to look like that in the game, and they get real excited and can't wait to see it and play it themselves.
Getting the most realistic looking face is only one part of the equation. Since realism is such an important part of a game like Cool Borders 2001, they also need to get the moves right. This is where having one of the largest in-house motion capture studios in the world comes in handy.
The studio itself, I've heard that it's the second biggest in the world, and it's roughly about 60 by 40, and our hot zone is about 30 feet by 20 feet, which is one of the larger ones. We use a 15-camera Vicon system to accommodate all our motion capture needs.
Capturing moves for sports games like football and basketball is easy, but how do you go about capturing a sport that involves flips and jumping off cliffs?
It is so cool
all of our grabs
seeing
this
old mocap stuff.
We actually set up an 18-foot trampoline in our motion capture studio.
We actually had to make a special snowboard that was actually something a bit smaller to basically attach to the actor's feet.
Then we had Todd Richards come down and bounce on the trampoline until he got enough air. Then he'd throw one of the grabs out. And then after we get all that data, we remove the vertical data so that it just looks like he's grabbing, and then we can position him in the world with our physics.
Well, from what we've seen, Sony Computer Entertainment is pushing the envelope of the technology, and we can't wait to see what comes next.
Cool Borders is actually the first game that we've tried to use this technology in. It's all brand new to us here, and everybody's still learning what we can do with it. We're not only doing heads, we're going to start trying to do arms and hands and objects themselves, you know, like footballs or baseballs even, and to try to get the most realistic looking stuff out of this system. And there's other things coming in, and there's going to be facial motion capture, so we can actually mark up a face, and then we can capture that person talking, and then you'll get their real facial expressions and their real phrases, and there's a lot of exciting stuff going on, and we're still learning here what exactly we can do with all of it.
Yeah, I know all the other
It's so
riders
neat
in
to
the
hear
game,
this.
and they're people I ride with all the time, so it'll be fun to challenge me against Todd or Tara and see what happens.
To
'cause
hear
I
this
think we can all
technology
do a
talked
lot more in
about
the video
as
game than we
new,
can in real life.
and it's just standard now. Cool. Well, that's neat. I've got to, as I mentioned, I got to run early tonight. Thank you everybody for coming out. I'm gonna troubleshoot this demo disc a little bit and see if we can get a little more out of it. Hopefully on Saturday's stream, we're gonna do part 5 of Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. We have made our first encounter with Metal Gear Peace Walker and are, I think, getting close to the home stretch on that one. So yeah, thank you everybody for coming out. We're gonna do part 3 of Shadow of Destiny on Tuesday next week, 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Saturday for Peace Walker. So, yeah, evening arc. Yeah, look forward to seeing you this weekend, Mexican Sting, and everybody have a great night. Yeah, if you catch the, I'm gonna put the, the VOD is gonna be, the highlight's gonna be up for, another, ever on Twitch, but I'm also gonna have the VOD up on the YouTube channel. So, everybody have a great night, and yeah, have a good week.